Hello, Ben Mankiewicz with you. Welcome to TCM. We're in the midst of a lineup of political thrillers where the enemies are the Nazis. Up next, a movie that mixes two of the best subgenres to come out of the 70s, political thrillers and gritty New York dramas. From Paramount in 1976 with memorable performances from two of the greatest actors of their respective generations, Laurence Olivier and Dustin Hoffman, this is Marathon Man. Hoffman is Babe, a long-distance runner and graduate student, lives in a rough Manhattan neighborhood. Babe's brother, Doc, played by Roy Scheider, is visiting from D.C. Babe thinks Doc works for an oil company, but Doc has some serious secrets. He's caught up in a shadowy plot involving diamonds stolen by Nazis from concentration camp victims. That's how Laurence Olivier enters the picture, as a Nazi war criminal and, critically, as a dentist eager to get his hands on these diamonds. Olivier earned an Oscar nomination for his performance. Most political thrillers from the 1970s are shaded by the deep public cynicism and suspicion of government that fell over the country in the wake of the Watergate scandal. Marathon Man is different. There is corruption, but its story primarily addresses the ghosts of World War II and the lingering paranoia that Nazi-styled fascism hadn't been totally defeated. Marathon Man reunited Dustin Hoffman with the director of Midnight Cowboy, John Schlesinger. It's based on a novel by William Goldman. He also wrote the screenplay. Goldman, an Oscar winner 6 years earlier for his Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid screenplay, had a productive 1976. His adapted screenplay for another Dustin Hoffman movie, All the President's Men, which we'll be showing next week, earned Goldman his second Academy Award. From 1976, also with William Devane and Marta Keller, this is Marathon Man. During production on Marathon Man, Laurence Olivier was battling a severe blood clotting condition called thrombosis. Yet despite his illness, director John Schlesinger said Olivier gave the movie everything he had and then some. The only issue, and not a terribly major one, was a contrast of styles, with Olivier's classically trained background often at odds with his younger method-trained co-star Dustin Hoffman. Schlesinger recounted how their techniques clashed while filming their unforgettable dental torture scene. Olivier had prepped extensively for the scene, meticulously practicing the line, "Is it safe?" every possible way. Hoffman chose a more manic approach to the scene. By design, Hoffman didn't sleep for 2 days. When John Schlesinger saw the rushes, he knew he had to reshoot Hoffman's close-ups. Hoffman was so wiped out, his eyes seemed dead and lifeless. Schlesinger broke the news to Olivier, who, obviously exasperated, replied, "Oh, why doesn't he just act?" That line has been repeated and bastardized often, including by me, usually to have it said by Olivier directly to Hoffman. "Old boy, why don't you just try acting?" Now, it is funnier that way, though it makes their conflict seem more significant than it was. Much more likely is that Olivier was frustrated at having to reshoot a particularly emotional scene, and like a million actors before him and since, griped his resentment to his director, who, by the way, was also English and would have instantly understood Olivier's joke. Coming up, the hunter becomes the hunted as Nazi agents pursue a man who nearly took a shot at Adolf Hitler. Manhunt, directed by Fritz Lang in 1941, is next on TCM.
Next on TCM, Manhunt, then 36 Hours, and later, Eye of the Needle. TCM is hanging by a thread tonight.